today, class, and let's discuss about through the history of journalism in the Philippines, and the source of this uh, presentation is actually from Maduda Ferrer on Pressy. Okay, first let's just talk about the first in the timeline is the 16th century and the earlier years. So it was in the year 1637 when Father Filipino printing Thomas Pinpin launched the first Philippine newsletter called Successos Felices, or Fortunate Events. It's the first Philippine newsletter, Successos Felices. In 1799, following Pinpin's debut in printing, he again came up with his Hojas Volantes or flying sheets. The Superior Gobierno was launched by Governor Fernandez del, F- uh, del Forgueras on August 8, 1811. La Esperanza was released in 1846, which was edited by Felipe Lacorte and Evaristo Calderon, lasted only for 3 years. However, it gave way to the birth of other dailies such as La Estrella in 1847 and Diario de Manila in 1848. Until 1862, a taga-publisher, Mariano Sevilla, founded El Católico Filipino, and the year 1887 marked the beginning of a more opinionated journalism in the Philippines on April 1, 1887, with the birth of La Opinion. And by the way, that photo there is Thomas Pintin. 1889 Period Revolution. In February 19, 1889, La Solidaridad came out as the mouthpiece of the revolution. Cato Pineros established ang Kalayaan or Liberty on January 1, 1896. It was edited by Pio Valenzuela, Emilio Jacinto, and Andres Bonifacio. Other revolutionary papers that emerged in those times were El Heraldo de Iloilo on January 1, 1898, and La Libertad on June 20, 1898. Also in the same year, La Independencia was founded in September 3 by General Antonio Luna and Fernando Maria Guerrero. General Emilio Aguinaldo, in his efforts to unify his armies, put up his own revolution organ called El Heraldo de la Revolution on September 28, 1898. The arrival of more American fleets on August 13, 1898, American editors aboard Admiral Dewey Flagship came up with paper bounding below. Uh, Speaking of the Americans coming to the Philippines, next is the 1898 or the American 1898, which is start of the American colonialism. So Manila Times of Thomas Gowan was established on October 11, 1898. TVT or Talibala Vanguardia Tribune, owned by Alejandro Roses Sr., later by his son Ramon Roses, is known as the father of modern journalism. Okay, so Alejandro Roses Sr. was the father of modern journalism. It was considered the first newspaper chain in the Philippines in the 1920s. Manila Tribune was established by Roses on April 1, 1925 with Carlos P. Romulo as editor. Another American newspaper issued at the time was the oldest existing newspaper, the Manila Daily Bulletin, established by Carson Taylor in February 1, 1900s. After the American colonialism is the Japanese occupation in 1942. TVT, which was left to operate, however, it was controlled and functioned as solely for the benefit of the Japanese state on October 12, 1942. Liwayway was allowed to be published regularly but under censorship of the Japanese Imperial Army. 1945 Post-Liberation. Manila Free Philippines became the first post-liberation newspaper published by the U.S. Office of War Information. Those that were revived include the Manila Bulletin, fully developed in 1947, the Philippines Herald, Manila Chronicle started as the People's Newspaper and was later bought by Eugenio Lopez in 1947, and Manila Times, established by the Roses family. Likewise, Romo Roses, son of Don Alejandro, also put out Manila's first afternoon newspaper called the Evening News, Furthermore, his graphic was named as Kislap Graphic Lubayway and Vernacular Sisters publication, Bisaya, Banawag, and Hiliganan were also relaunched. Okay, 1972, martial law years. More than 3 decades of free press. On September 21, 1972, upon the declaration of martial law, publications were once again halted from their liberal operations. It was in this period when the likes of Henry Lopez Jr., Chino Roses, Max V. Sullivan, Luis Beltran, Teodoro Locsin, Jose Jokno, Benigno Aquino Jr., and others were detained at Camp Crame. So during the martial law, there was little or no freedom of expression, and newspaper journalism was controlled and censored. And then after martial law, we go here. Let's go to the 1986 contemporary times. So when the Marcos administration ended because of the first People Power revolt, the press was once again freed. Manila Times by Ramon Rosas decided to revive paper on January 8, 1986, registered under his grandson Alfredo R. Guerrero, Lacerbat Pacla Vanguardia Publishing Company Incorporated, which was for his other grandson Ramon R. Davila. The Manila Chronicle was re-established with publisher Joaquin Chino Roses and editor Armando Doronila. That's the end of the video.